Hey everyone, John here from Arts Nursery, and June is Rose Month. So we're gonna just go over a few little tips and tricks to keep your roses clean, how to prune, how to feed, how to keep that pest and disease down. So the first thing I wanna touch on is the pest and disease. Vancouver and a few other areas of the world, quite a few of them, especially in coastal regions, we have major temperature variations at night. So you get a really strong dew point in the morning, and that roses hate. They like it drier, they like it hot. So one thing that I recommend to all my customers who have roses, if you want a clean rose without a lot of black spot, without a lot of powdery mildew, and without too many aphids, just grab a product like Safer 3-in-1 is what I recommend. It is insecticidal soap, it is pyrethrins, which is a chrysanthemum extract, and canola oil and sulfur. So it's completely safe for your pets, for your family, for your plants. And what you want to do is just every couple of weeks, just go and just mist your rose. It's going to help to keep your aphids down. It's going to help to just keep that rose clean and looking great. We all want those perfect roses, but we got to put a little work into it. The other thing roses love to do is eat. They need to be fed, okay? Just a good, balanced rose food. If it says rose on the box, some chemists got together and picked out a really good formulation. So I try not to get too hooked up on different numbers. This one is made by a local company called Select Roses, and it's 21,915. This is an excellent company, Garden Pro. It's 81412. So honestly, that's about quick release nitrogen, slow release nitrogen, different forms of how to get those nutrients. What's really important is that it is made for your rose. So it's going to have the copper, the manganese, magnesium, boron, zinc, copper, everything that a rose needs to just keep healthy, that it might be leaching out of the soil, okay? So about once every month and a half during its growing season, throw a little bit on your roses. They're gonna be really happy with that. They also like a good rich soil, so they're not gonna be upset if you toss in some compost, some manure, sea soil, whatever, just to kind of keep that rose looking healthy. So the next thing that we're gonna touch on is pruning. I wanna talk about how to prepare secateurs and clippers and any tools you're going to be using on roses to go from rose to rose to rose, because some roses can get disease in the flesh of the wood, so you want to clean it, and we all have disinfectants right now in this day and age. So you can either just get a can of Lysol or a can of spray disinfectant, or just disinfectant wipes. Clean your blade through rose types. So say you have 5 Riosambas, you can clean all your Riosambas, prune all your Riosambas, but if you're going to move on to your Queen Elizabeth, then definitely you're going to want to disinfect your blade. Okay? So we're looking for a leaf pointing out so that you can direct your growth outside of the center of the shrub, so nothing crosses, okay? So you can either do this one, or you can do this one down here. I tend to be a heavy pruner, but we'll go by about half. I like to say about half the length, so it starts here, there's the tip, and I'm cutting it off. A nice flat cut, good sharp secateurs. Don't forget they have thorns, wear your gloves. Actually, they have prickles, but that's a different story. And then just make sure you have a nice clean cut. The next bud is going to come out from here, and you will get a stronger bloom by doing it by about half. Okay, so now that we know how to do these roses that need cleaning in order to rebloom, let's look at something like a shrub rose, reblooming, or what's called the self-cleaning rose. So this is a Grace and Grit, it's called, Grace and Grit. This is a yellow shrub rose on the standard. That's what this is called when it's on a trunk. So there's a few things I'm going to do to this. It is called self-cleaning because what it will do is set lots and lots of new buds without needing to be deadheaded or removing spent blooms. All right, but what I want to do, we've got a branch here that's doing nothing for the shape. It is broken, so I'm going to clean that off. And then these blooms are pretty much spent. If I'm going to touch a rose, I'm going to deal with it all, even though these aren't finished yet. But all you need to do with these, because they are self-cleaning and they do tend to be a shrub, so they stay nice and tight, is in this point you're just cleaning. All you need to do is deadhead. So we don't have to worry as much about the direction of the leaves unless we're doing major renovation of the rose. So we have some gorgeous new growth coming. What's beautiful about these Grace and Grits is that new growth has that beautiful red tone to it. And then this yellow is semi-fragrant, which you don't always find in a reblooming shrub, which is nice. That one actually, I can pick that one by when I walk past it tomorrow morning. And that's it. So they're really simple. Roses aren't as challenging as we tend to think they are, but with a little bit of bi-weekly maintenance as far as just misting them, removing spent blooms, and feeding them once every couple of months, you can have a beautiful rose in your yard. They are coming back into style, and there are some fantastic roses out there. Do me a favor, unless you're allergic to it, get a rose with fragrance. What's the point of having a rose if it doesn't have a good smell to it? Okay, thanks.